Come on, do Nazi stuff.
Look out for Charlie.
I am really done investigating this Charlie Kirk event until the dust has settled, because there is way too much crap in the air right now, like way too much, and it's impossible to really look at anything clearly when there is so much dust in the air. Now, with these videos, I'm not saying that Charlie Kirk is alive with any of this. I'm not saying anything with these videos. At this point, I'm simply showing what doesn't make sense in this case. So, don't attempt to put words in my mouth. Like anything else that I've ever done, I'm simply going where the evidence takes me. You have to remember that most of these posts being made about what happened have been posted since the 11th of September, meaning that these posters, these bots, or people had made up their mind about what happened on the very first day, or like the day after. That is not how I do things at all. So I'm just showing evidence. And with this video, I just want to show you some more anomalies with the sound and a couple other things. Before I do that, though, I do want to show you that Charlie Kirk wasn't wearing body armor. You can see his nipple in many videos, right? And I want to show you here that he has something in his shirt right there. You can see it. And it appears to be a microphone battery pack. You can see it right there, clearly right there. So that was in his shirt, but he didn't have body armor on, and I do not believe any of the narrative, the official narrative of what happened. I just don't believe it. I don't want to show what happens here after the fact, but it appears that whatever happened here happens right where that pack was. Even the shirt blowing out and everything else. So that's all I'm saying, is that it appears that way. I'm not making any claims, but let's get to the audio. Now, in the last video, I purposely called the noise a thud. It's not a thud. It's another noise entirely. But I did that, and people came out and they said, well, that's the sound of the bullet hitting him. There is no way that is the sound of the bullet hitting Charlie Kirk. Let's listen to it again, real quick.
Great.
It's two sounds. You have the shot, and then you have this, which almost sounds like a small explosion or a pop or something else. And there are two more here that are probably echoes, of these two sounds. But that is another sound entirely here. Now, a lot of people said that's the sound of a 30-06. That's just what they sound like. Well, I showed you those two shots that were taken near buildings, right? The Antifa guy, and then the shots that were fired at the No Kings March in Salt Lake City. And those were pistol shots. So people were like, well, that was a pistol shot. Well, I listened to about 100 30-06 shots before I even put out that video. I was just using the building as a way to disprove the fact that it was an echo, that it would echo like that. So let's check this out. Here is a 30-06 shot at 300 yards. And you can hear it hit the target, but it hits the target roughly 1.245 seconds later, is what it's telling me, okay? Roughly. And the shot is completely clean. There isn't another sound reverberating within that. You don't hear another pop or another noise. You just hear the 30-06 go off and hit the target. That's it. You can see it in the spectral view. What we're looking for is another vertical line in spectral view. Like this. This is the actual Charlie Kirk shot, and there are two vertical lines here. See them? Now, like I said, somebody said that was Charlie Kirk getting shot, the bullet hitting Charlie Kirk. If that's the case, then they're completely wrong about the distance, because it took roughly 0.194 seconds to make that sound. That would mean that the rifle was right next to Charlie Kirk. And that does not sound like a 30-06 to me. It just doesn't. I'm going to show you some more. these people, they will come and they will try to debunk something. They'll say that's the sound of him being shot, the bullet hitting him. Well, if that's the case, they're dead wrong about the distance. So they foil themselves in their talking. Now, here is a 30-06, shoots, it drops a deer at 200 yards.
Dude, you got her.
Now, that is a clean shot. There is no other sound in there standing up in the spectral view except for the reverberation of that shot here. And that's what that actually is the reverberation of the gunshot. And it sounds a lot different than the Charlie Kirk shot. All of these do. Moving on. Here is another 30-06 sound wave. Totally clean. You don't see any other sounds standing out within that spectral view at all. There is nothing. It's a clean shot. Now here is the shot, the Charlie Kirk shot, stage right, the camera that is directly to the right of the stage, just a little bit slower. It's an anomaly. So if somebody is going to prove this, that this is some sound that is made by a 30-06, listen, it's not. But to prove that, you would have to show me a shot that was recorded prior to 9/10/2025, and this anomaly just happened to happen in that shot. And I've listened to hundreds of them, and I cannot find one. This is a round hitting its target with the camera right next, the camera and the microphone right next to the target. Listen. That tiny little sound, it's just a clink. But the camera is next to it, so it's loud. This sound is almost as loud as the gun. It's just different frequencies. It is loud, very loud. Now, here is a Mauser K98, relatively the same type of rifle used, as far as I understand, at 200 yards, allegedly used, right? So let's check this out. That hits the target. And that's supposed to be at 200 yards, right? So here's where the shot went off. This is just roughly. We've got 0.884 seconds before the round hit its target. And there are no other anomalies within this shot. No other sounds. So I've listened to hundreds of these, and I cannot find one that even slightly mimics this sound at all. And one more here. There's not one making this sound that is almost as loud as the gun, like we've seen with the Charlie Kirk shot. So here's a slower version. Very weird. I can't find one shot that has anything even similar to this. Not even similar. Now, other people have said that it's in an amphitheater, so it's echoing. Well, no, because this has its own reverberation properties. And so does this. It's a completely different sound. And if you look at it, it's very blocky. It's very short, where the shot of the gun rings out. This doesn't ring out. It's a dead sound. It does have a little reverb to it, but not like the shot. It's in a different place. It has completely different properties. And you can really see that in the slowed down version. It's completely different. It appears to be masking other sounds. So, like I said, I'm done investigating this for now. I'll keep up with stuff, but I'm not going to dive into stuff until the dust settles because there is so much crap in the air right now. That's it for now. Look out for Charlie.